If you ask the average person whether or not they believed in ghosts, you'd likely get a wide range of answers from no to yes to I'm open to it. I know multiple people who believe or even claim to have seen ghosts at some point in their life, but none of their recollections have ever managed to sway me. I remain skeptic on the topic, leaning heavily towards ghosts not being real, but that doesn't stop me from being incredibly fascinated by the subject. Hello, it's me again, your least favorite spooky guy. Here to talk to you about ghosts. We're talking about ghosts. Spirits of the dead saturate media in film and literature alike, and I happen to be an avid consumer of both. My favorite plushie is a ghost. His name's Boo. And you'd think that someone who likes the idea of ghosts so much would maybe believe in them, but no. In fact, I'd say the reason I love them so much is because I don't believe in them. If I did, I would likely be afraid of them to some capacity, and opt out of sleeping next to a toy of one every night I go to bed. So why don't I believe in ghosts? I don't know. I just never had a reason to. But today I thought it would be fun to do a little deep dive into the concept of ghosts and why people believe in them, and why the people who do or did are so afraid of them. Boom! Recorded belief in ghosts can be dated back to 8000 to 2000 BC. Google defines them as the disembodied spirit or soul of a deceased person, commonly believed to appear to the living as a pale, shadowy, or translucent apparition. They are often described as haunting specific locations, objects, or even people. The sort of ghosts that people seem to believe in real life is a far cry from Casper the Friendly Ghost. This is roughly the sort of ghost you would see in horror movies. The people I know who believe in ghosts tend to paint them in a highly negative light, as forces to be feared and hopefully avoided. But if they are truly people who have passed on, then why are they afraid? And the answer, as many people know, is that they haven't passed. They are souls that cannot pass to the other side because they have done something evil or have some baggage left behind, like something holding them back. And so I guess the general consensus would be that they could possibly be evil, and the reason they have been kept around is because they did something horrible to deserve it. But honestly, I feel like that would make ghost sightings very, 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 very common, seeing as humans are typically not good. This is partially why I don't believe in them, but like I said, I do find it interesting looking into the idea of them. Mostly the sort of things that I see when I look up stories or information about ghosts, it tends to be followed by a series of videos with low resolution and obviously edited footage to try and trick little toddlers into thinking there is a ghost cat lurking somewhere outside their home. But I think that's just because it's an obvious place to look, the internet. But what about a less obvious place? When I tell you that some of the most hilarious television I have ever watched is within this scummy streaming service, I mean it. Imagine I'm grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you vigorously when I say that, because it's true. I have watched only a few episodes of a few different shows about paranormal investigators on this streaming service, and they are so funny. Whether it's because it's obviously staged or because the people in these shows are some of the least intelligent people I've ever seen on screen, or possibly both, this is what content truly is. Seeing this reminds me what it means to be alive. Now, I want to make this clear, I'm not hating on anyone who believes in ghosts. I am merely expressing the fact that I hate everyone and anyone who is on reality TV. The rest of you are fine, I hope. Again, not trying to hate on anyone who believes in ghosts. I have multiple friends and family members who do. What I do find interesting in these shows, though, is the way they go about ghost hunting. These pieces of equipment, like the spirit box for instance, a device designed to help you speak with the dead, but rather it's just a bunch of white noise, is so strange. Why did you think this would work? I mean, I understand why it was made, money, but you could have at least given it pre-recorded voice lines or something. Even that would be more authentic than balls. But I digress. Hunting for ghosts just seems so weird to me. I thought you were afraid of these things. Why are you actively looking to seek them out and piss them off if you think they might possess your man parts and use them to tie you to a ceiling fan, you imbecile? Along my studies, Along my studies, I have discovered that so far, people love to test the unknown. But why? I get that we want to know the truth about the world, or at least interesting people do, but if you think you might die from it, why do you go ahead? I say this as if I'm still talking about these ghost hunting shows. I'm not. But if we are talking about the people in real life trying to ghost hunt, people buy all the equipment. They research the how-tos and find some abandoned building to go searching in. I ask you, what the heck are you hoping to find? Do you want to find a ghost? Because I highly doubt any real ghost wouldn't hesitate to give you testicular torsion the moment you disturb their existence. I get it. You just want confirmation. Don't we all? But do you really have to grab your friends and go Blair Witch Project on us? What if something happens? What if you end up being right, random audience member? What if you die? But anyway, I just find the topic highly fascinating. I don't believe in ghosts, but I do have spiritual beliefs, so I'm not an all-out skeptic or anything. I sympathize with the search for meaning. But there is no meaning in ghosts, only horror. Bye!
Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know. The grown-ups all look at him with anger and fright, but the children all love him so. Casper, the friendly ghost, he'll never be angry or mean. He'll jump and play, sing and dance all day, the friendliest ghost you've ever seen. He'll always say hello, and he's really glad to meet you wherever you may go. He's kind to every living creature, but grown-ups don't understand why the children all love him the most. But the kids all know that he loves them so. Casper, friendly ghost.